We're for people. The young ones. The seasoned ones. The just getting started. And the just getting by. We're for the players. The underdogs. The pioneers. And the slow and steadies. We're for people. We're for their hard times, their good times, for who they are and who they could become. We, all of us, have so much potential. Yes, we're a bank. And some say our business is all about money, but that's an old idea. Because look past the money, look past the money, and you'll see real human lives. We see it because we're for people. Huntington, welcome.
Hello, everyone. My name is Karen Wagan, and I'm an economic development specialist with the Small Business Administration. Today, I want to provide some insight on some of the programs and services that SBA has to assist during this pandemic and beyond. Thank you, Susan, for inviting the SBA to participate in the Entrepreneurs Conference. It's nice to be part of your new virtual event. These unusual times have sort of required businesses and organizations to pivot and be creative on how we conduct business and we interact with each other. With that being said, our office, the Pittsburgh District Office, is one of SBA's 68 district offices across the U.S. Our footprint covers counties in Western Pennsylvania, 27 of them to be exact. We go up over as far as State College, up to the New York line, down the Ohio border, and across the West Virginia borders, where we deliver SBA programs and services to the countless small businesses. 67 years ago today, the U.S. Small Business Administration was created and has since been assisting entrepreneurs and small businesses pursue their American dream. SBA's mission is to help small businesses start, grow, expand, and recover through use of all of our programs. Realizing the importance of this agency, in 2012, the president elevated the SBA's administrator to a cabinet-level position to serve as an advisor, offering insight into the needs of the small business community. From when the CARES Act was signed by the president on March 27th of this year, the SBA has been working diligently to assist America's small businesses respond and recover from the COVID-19 pandemic. SBA wants business owners to be informed of the resources and assistance available to navigate through this pandemic and beyond. As business owners, you lead your employees, and we know you want your customers to know you have abided by the rules and regulations to keep them safe and healthy. On our website, www.sba.gov, you will find up-to-date coronavirus information for business owners to reference and to help combat this pandemic. Since the onset of the pandemic, the federal government and SBA have worked to craft and enhance funding programs to overcome challenges created by this health crisis. Some of our funding programs to help: the SBA's Economic Injury Disaster Loan and the Advance programs, or the EIDL, EIDL as it could be known, offers long-term, up to 30 years for repayment in order to keep payments affordable. Plus, the first payment is deferred for 1 year. Typically, this program was utilized for declared natural disasters, but was enhanced for COVID-19. The EIDL loan program offers low interest assistance for small businesses, nonprofits, and agricultural businesses. These loans provide vital economic support to help alleviate the temporary loss of revenue. The EIDL loans can be used to pay fixed debt, payroll, accounts payable, and other bills that can't be paid because of the disaster's impact. The interest rate on the EIDL loan for businesses is 3.75%. The interest rate for nonprofits is 2.75%. As part of their loan application, when the borrowers could apply, they had the opportunity to apply for the EIDL Advance. And what the EIDL Advance did, it provided $1,000 per employee up to a total of $10,000. As of 2 weeks ago, the advance portion of the EIDL loan had exhausted its $20 billion in funds, and this part is no longer available. But please know the EIDL is. With the advance, it did not have to be repaid, and small businesses were able to receive an advance even if they were not approved for a loan. To give you a brief snapshot of the EIDL loan program's need and SBA's diligence in working, SBA processed more EIDL loans in 14 days during the early weeks of the pandemic than it did in 14 years. Some of the current statistics on the EIDL program in Pennsylvania: for that EIDL advance that was exhausted, there were more than 164,000 EIDL advances approved, totaling $575 million. The EIDL loan, there were 71,000, I'll probably make it 72,000 approved loans. And just a reminder, the EIDL loans are still available for a total of little over $4 billion. This program in particular has done quite well. The other program is the Paycheck Protection Program. This was designed to provide a direct incentive for small businesses to keep their workers on the payroll. Excuse me. It provides forgivable loans for small businesses to pay their employees for up to 24 weeks during the COVID-19 crisis. Borrowers had to apply for and be approved by the SBA lenders, the community development funding institutions, and other online lenders. SBA will forgive loans if all employee retention criteria are met and the funds were used for eligible expenses. Forgiveness is based on the employer maintaining or quickly rehiring the employees and maintaining salary levels. Forgiveness will be reduced if the full-time headcount declines. This program will continue until August 8th, 2020, or until the approximate remaining $130 billion in fundings are exhausted. As of, I think it was July 10th, in Pennsylvania, there was over 166,000 loans approved, totaling little more than $21 billion. As you can see, these programs, both of them, have quite the statistics. Another way that SBA helped during this time was through other debt relief. As part of our coronavirus debt relief efforts, SBA will pay 6 months of principal, interest, and any associated fees that borrowers owe for all current 7A, 504, and microloans. These are some of our programs in the regular servicing status, as well as people that apply for new 7A, 504, and microloans that are dispersed prior to September 27th, 2020. This relief is not available for the Paycheck Protection Program loans or the Economic Injury Disaster loans. Another aspect of SBA's services is our vast resource partner network. From our 8 small business development centers, 3 SCORE chapters, and 1 women's business center, these partners help deliver SBA's programs and services to our 27 counties and provide free and confidential business counseling and free to low-cost business trainings. Our small business development centers, if you go to pasbdc.org, here are just a few of some of the upcoming relevant webinar topics to help navigate through the pandemic. High impact marketing post-COVID, resiliency, SBA's PPP application process, keeping hospitality in touch with touchless service, the guide to understanding the SBA PPP application process. Our award-winning Women's Business Center, they offer free telephone and online counseling hours to assist with COVID-19 loan programs, resources, and even recovery assistance. This, the COVID calls can go through August 31st, but our WBC is there to answer questions continuously, as is our our 3 SCORE chapters that we have. The information that I've provided thus far has all been ways to help you and your business navigate through the pandemic. But please know that SBA offers so much more. Our business loan programs provide funds anywhere from a few $100s up to a few $1 million. Our microloan program even offers technical assistance such as QuickBooks and other assistance to help the business owner. You can learn avenues to finding new customers through the federal procurement opportunities. Our office offers free trainings each month. We have e-chats, webinars, and our 2 business opportunity specialists are there to answer your questions on how you can learn federal procurement to see if it is a good fit for your business, because the federal government is the largest purchaser of goods and services in the world. Also, learn about international trade. 96% of consumers live outside of the US. If you have an online presence, your next customer could be from Canada or even Mexico. Canada and Mexico are the number 1 and 2 ranked countries for US exports. In fact, last year alone, 2019, both of these countries bought in total $549 billion worth of goods. Think about maybe growing your business with our Emerging Leaders Business Program. This provides a free 7-month training program where business owners create a 3-year strategic growth plan designed for their business. This would have been our 6th year having the program, but due to COVID this year, and the program itself requires in-person learning in order to achieve that, we wanted to make sure that we were really taking the virus seriously and wanted to keep our business owners safe. So what we are doing, we're going to start up probably the interviewing process in January. So if this is something you would like, please look at our website or sign up for some of our emails. Visit our Learning Center, where you can find free online training programs on a variety of business topics. Or you can even peruse our website for valuable information, business information. This is always being updated. Excuse me. Our resource partners offer a variety of relevant business trainings and webinars. Take a look at their websites to help you determine maybe which is good for you. Our Lender Match program is an online tool to match borrowers looking for funding with approved SBA lenders. By completing and submitting the online application, borrowers will receive emails from interested lenders within 48 hours. Also, view our resource guide to see all of our partners, learn about all of our lending programs in depth, and information on the federal procurement opportunities through SBA. Are there certifications that you can take advantage of to maybe get those set asides? We have programs to help people that are located in hub zone, women-owned businesses, service-disabled veterans. Like I said, if interested, check our website or even give our office a call. Finally, sign up for our emails to see how we're helping small businesses and how we can assist you. Finally, this is our local assistance. Our SBA management team is led by District Director Dr. Kelly Hunt and Deputy District Director Regina Pazowski. Both women are local and both are small business owners, and they want you to know our office is dedicated and know the value that small businesses contribute to the economy. Please know our office is here to assist in any way we can. Like I said, this is our contact information. You can reach our office by email. I put my contact information there as well. View our local partners. You can get their emails, or please, like I said, please feel free to give us a call. I appreciate the time that you've taken today to listen to what I have to say about the SBA. And I really want to thank you for being small business owners. You are the economic engine that drives our economy. Thank you so much, and thank you for allowing the SBA to participate today.
At Farmers Insurance, we've seen almost everything that can happen to your home or car. And we covered it. Yeah! Bundle home and auto with Farmers and you could save an average of 20%. So get a quote today.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Hello and welcome to the Creating Your Online Momentum Plan session. My name is Kashira Moffitt and I am the founder of The Power Collective, and my firm specializes in helping small business owners learn how to package their expertise into high-ticket services and sell them online using social media. Social media will be the focal point for today's session, and I'm excited to share with you how to begin to create momentum for yourself and your brand online. So if you are taking notes, you can organize your notes into 7 sections. If you see me looking down, I am looking at my outline for the session today. So let's go ahead and dive in without further ado. So first and foremost, market research. Before you dive into social media and content creation, you have to understand who you are communicating with. 9 times out of 10, if you are in business, you already have an idea of who your customer is because you've already developed a product or service. However, we need to take it a step further with our market research. We need to understand where are our customers hanging out online, and more importantly, what platforms are they leveraging to make a buying decision. Not everyone buys from every platform. Not everyone engages in marketing content on every platform. And what's nice about marketing in today's day and age is that this information is actually really easy to find. You can look in industry trend reports, industry publications. A lot of the social platforms even have demographic breakdowns available for free, such as Facebook through Facebook Business Manager, on how you can understand how to leverage their platforms for your industry and business. I even appreciate that Facebook gives you the option of comparing your business to a competitor's business in terms of social media engagement. So I would encourage you first to understand where your customers hanging out on social media. Again, most business owners tend to select social media platforms based on their personal preference or where all of their friends are hanging out or which platforms they feel like everyone else is on versus thinking about where is your customer. For example, the average business owner may say, I just simply need a Facebook page. When in actuality, your customers may make buying decisions based on what they see on Pinterest or on YouTube. So you don't want to put a lot of effort and marketing dollars into the wrong platform. So make sure that you're conducting really strong and thorough market research. Number 2, select your platforms and learn all of the features. So once you've decided which social network or networks you are going to leverage for your business, it is so important to understand every feature that it offers. Oftentimes, we are leaving money on the table simply because we are not leveraging a platform all the way. We are simply posting and going. I think Facebook is the best example of this. Facebook, specifically on the business page, has so many features that people are not using, such as having a Facebook shop. Now, I think people feel like if they have a Facebook shop, that means people have to pay through Facebook and you're going to lose a proportion of your revenue, which could be true if you're actually using Facebook to sell. But there's also an option where when you create a Facebook shop, the buy now button actually links to your website and to your store. So you can retain those profits and you're simply leveraging Facebook to drive traffic. Facebook Insights and Analytics. It goes so much deeper than who's following you and what time they're liking. They even break down video analytics around what's the average age of the person who's watching your videos the most. There is so much you can do. There's instant messaging features with automatic replies. There's the ability for people to book appointments with you straight through Facebook. Facebook integrates with other tools such as Acuity and things like that. And I'm just giving you a ton of different examples so that you can think outside of the box of simply posting a photo to your timeline or a caption and a status and then leaving. So it's so important to research all of the features. Again, present day, this is very easy because a lot of these platforms, I would even argue all of them, have free training centers where they teach you how to use every feature of the platform. On Facebook, it's called Facebook Blueprint. On Twitter, it's called Twitter Flight School. And if you didn't know, Instagram is owned by Facebook, so you can also learn about Instagram through Facebook Blueprint. And you can actually type these terms into Google, like Facebook Blueprint, Twitter Flight School, and the direct links will come up. And again, it is completely free. If you want to take it a step further, there are beginner, intermediate, and advanced level classes available through platforms such as Udemy or lynda.com, and there's even strategists who sell courses on these techniques and topics. And even if you plan to outsource your social media, it is still important for you to just have a high level understanding of all of the features of the platform and what success looks like in that platform in terms of how you're measuring it, so you can identify if the person that you hire to manage your social channels is actually doing a good job. So step number 3 is to develop a posting schedule. Now, if you are brand new to social media, you kind of have to play it by ear because you don't really have data to go on yet, right? What's really nice about Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and even LinkedIn is that you can actually see, based on your engagement, they will tell you when are your followers actually online for you to post. When you're trying to build your platform, you don't have any followers, so you just want to post at optimal times. And there, if you Google this, a lot of platforms such as HubSpot and Buffer, they give you recommended posting times. So they typically say post between 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. and then again between 12 p.m. and 2 p.m. and then again sometime between like midday, like again scheduling between like 6 and 8 p.m. And you can of course leverage scheduling tools to do this. And so in the beginning you play it by ear, but as you build your audience, you really want to look at insights to understand when are your audience members online, when are the people who follow you are actually like looking at their phones or looking at their computers and engaging on social media. So you want to develop your posting schedule. And in addition to that, there's 2 like sub points for that. The first one is actually identifying if you want to use a scheduling tool. So some of my favorite scheduling tools include Facebook Creator Studio, which is completely free for Facebook and Instagram. There's also later.com. There's Planoly.com. So that's spelled Planoly. That's for Instagram. There's CoSchedule. There's Buffer. There's Hootsuite. And then there's also a platform called SmarterQueue and SocialBee. SmarterQueue is what I actually used previously until switching to SocialBee, and they do very similar things. It's just that SocialBee had a really good promotion running, to be honest with you. But these 2 in particular, you are able to manage way more social media profiles than like the norm. Like if you end up doing social media for someone else, these will be great tools. But they also have a feature called evergreen recycling, which basically means if you upload content, it will continue to republish it at the designated times until you tell it to stop. So for example, if you mainly publish, let's say inspirational quotes and podcasts, you can say publish my inspirational quotes Monday, Wednesday, Fridays at 12, publish my podcast Monday, Wednesday, Fridays at 5, and you can upload all of your content. Let's say you upload 30 pieces of content into both categories. Those pieces of content will run over and over again for all eternity until you turn it off. So those are really great platforms. The second thing to think about with your posting schedule is your KPIs, which are key performance indicators. And that's really you thinking about, how am I going to define success on social media? What do I actually want to track? KPIs are going to look different for every business. For example, in my business, my top KPIs actually deal with my social media video content more than anything else. So we track my live stream videos, the time that I do the videos, comments, likes, views, watch time, shares, how many people actually click the links that we reference in that live stream. I track that in much more detail than I track how much engagement a post received, because in my business, video is what really drives revenue. So you have to determine for your business what drives revenue and what really matters for you. And this is something that we actually on my team track via Google Sheets. But if you type into Google KPI dashboards, you can actually find apps and tools that are paid tools that you can use to automatically track these things by connecting them to your social platforms. So it just depends on what level of business you're in and how much data you actually need to track. So the next step is number 4, creating your content, which is like the hardest part for a lot of people. But your content should do 3 things on social media, and that is educate, entertain, and inspire. So first and foremost, educate. So when we think about educating, we want to make sure that we are always educating our consumers on our brand and what we do. We don't want to simply just become a resource for funny things and hip things, but people don't actually know what we do. They just enjoy our page and they enjoy our content, but they don't actually take action with us. So when you think about educate, again, it really depends on your industry. So I'll give you 2 examples. As a business coach, when I'm educating, I'm typically educating on the things that I coach on. I'm typically giving out little tips and tricks and things like that. But I'm also educating my consumers on my various offers, why they should take action, what I do, how I've helped people, case studies, things like that. An example in cosmetics, for example, if you sell a cosmetics product, of educating could look like tutorials on how to apply a product, how to remove a product, different ways to leverage a product, different ways to style a product. That could be education. The next segment, entertain. So we have to all be honest. The most shared content on social media is something that gets people talking. It either gets them laughing, it gets them crying, it gets them joking, it gets them infuriated, but it's all of that is some form of entertainment, right? Now, of course, you want to stay within the lines of your company values, your brand values. I don't recommend talking about things like politics and all of that stuff. Like, that can get you in some hot water unless that's your brand. But for the most part, really thinking about how can you tie in potentially pop culture or current events or even just funny memes into your brand. So a really good example is the brand Fenty Beauty, which is a cosmetics brand, and they do a really good job of whatever the latest hot, funny meme is that's trending. They'll tie it into their content in some way and make it about their product, right? So for example, one meme that was trending on Twitter, I believe a couple months ago, or it may still be floating around, was this meme about a high school cafeteria, and it was like, all of the different cool kid tables, and the meme was, what table are you at, right? And so the different versions basically had different celebrities on it, like, oh, which musician's table would you sit at, things like that. So they took that meme and they put their products at the table and different groups of their products and said, which table would you sit at for our brand? So that's a really good example of entertain. And lastly, inspire. And so in this, I mean inspire your audience to take action. So we don't simply want to be on social to get likes and comments. We are there to generate leads and get sales. So we need to have content that inspires our audiences to take action. In my world, that looks like sharing, again, testimonials, success stories, client wins, special bonuses. That could also look like flash sales. That could look like limited edition opportunities, things like that. So really thinking about what type of content can I create to inspire my audience to take action. Number 5, do not forget your call to action, okay? In every single post, you want to have a call to action. You do not want to leave your audience hanging. Now, this call to action doesn't always have to be about buying, but the call to action could simply be share this with a friend, or comment down below, or tag a friend. That's a simple call to action. Another call to action could look like subscribe to my YouTube channel, subscribe to my podcast, join our Facebook group. Okay. Another example could be getting them to become prospects in your database. That looks like subscribe to our newsletter, download our latest free case study, opt in for a free shipping code, join our VIP text club. And then, of course, there's your buy now CTAs, which could look like click the link in my bio to purchase, visit this link to check out before supplies run out. Apply for our coaching program, book your discovery call, book your appointment now. So you do not ever want to forget the call to action. You do not want to cultivate an audience who is simply used to liking and scrolling, but instead people who are used to taking action when they see you on the timeline. Number 6, check your analytics weekly. Do not be fooled by the vanity metrics. Do not assume that you are doing well because you're getting likes. So you want to always make it a habit to pull your analytics. These are free through Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and Pinterest and LinkedIn and YouTube. The analytics dashboards go really deep. Pull them. I would recommend compiling them into one place. I actually have an analytics dashboard for my business that actually my assistant fills out on a monthly basis, actually. And then we have a scaled down version we use on a weekly basis that tracks our more pressing KPIs, which is our video analytics. So you want to track this because you really need to understand, especially as you're building a following, who are you attracting, because they will tell you the locations and age of your followers, right? And what else they're interested in. You want to see what content really resonated, which content actually got the most clicks, which also means you will need to pull in the back end of your website to look at your sales for the week, your email signups, your appointment bookings, your text opt-in signups. If you don't already have a system for trackable links, you may want to start using a system such as Bitly, which is bit.ly, which is a website, or even Google trackable links, so that you can actually have a way of tracking clicks as well. So the social networks will tell you how many clicks you got, but typically they tell you overall, like for the day or for the week, and you want to know per post. So check your analytics on a weekly basis. And number 7, adjust your plan as needed. Social media is ever changing. Algorithms are ever changing. Because something works today doesn't mean that it will work next month. That's why you have to pull your analytics and also start to adjust. You may need to adjust your posting times. You may need to adjust how often you post. You may need to adjust your content type and style. Those things are okay, but you have to be aware in order to do that. If you aren't looking at your numbers and you aren't tracking your week-to-week activities, you can just falsely assume that social media just doesn't work for you and just throw it away and miss out on opportunity, versus actually saying, hey, you know what? This content performed really well on Friday, but for some reason on Wednesday it didn't. Let's test out only posting it on Fridays, or let's test out changing the time of it on Wednesday for this coming week and see what happens. Social media and marketing in general is a series of experiments. So with that, I hope that you enjoy this session. For more tips like this, I encourage you to visit my website, thepowercollective.co/resources. At this page, you will find all of my free playbooks, video trainings, and much more on social media, marketing, and entrepreneurship in general. Again, that is thepowercollective.co/resources. I am super active on social media. I host live stream trainings every single week on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Periscope. So check those out. And I also upload regularly to my YouTube channel as well. I am at Kashaira on every single platform, so I'm not easy to find. Okay, well, no, I am easy to find. I was gonna say I'm not hard to find. So with that, please enjoy the rest of your day, and I will talk to you all soon. Bye.
Hi, I hope you're all doing well. Thanks to the WSBA and Susan Miller for inviting me to speak at the annual Pittsburgh Entrepreneur Conference, even though we're virtual at this point, and I'm the opposite gender. I'm Gary Rosensteel, founder of NewcoPro, a professional firm providing business therapy to owners of small businesses. As a business therapist, I serve as a mentor, coach, strategic advisor, and somewhat of a therapist to help my clients understand and respond to the challenges they face so they can continue to grow their company while maintaining a personal life. I draw on 20 plus years of executive experience in Fortune 100 companies in Pittsburgh and Los Angeles, and over 20 years of experience in the startup world, having founded several companies and served as a key executive in several others. My experience spans a wide range of industries. About 15 years ago, I found myself being approached by others directly or through referrals for advice. I have always enjoyed learning about new fields, meeting entrepreneurs, and applying my expertise to help people be more effective and successful in their business endeavors. So I decided to start NewcoPro and make my business therapy available to anyone I may be able to help. My expectation is that your questions on my presentation will be somewhat open-ended, requiring some thought on my part to formulate an appropriate response. Therefore, the chat feature of this conference isn't the best vehicle for addressing your questions. Instead, I encourage you to send me an email at info@newcopro.com with any questions or comments that you may have. Again, that's info@newcopro.com, info@nucopro.com. I promise to respond to every inquiry within a few hours. Today I'm addressing the issue of who's in charge. Are you working on or in your business? This issue is something that comes up with almost every one of my clients. They are typically surprised when I say to them, you are the limiting factor on the growth of your business. Because it's obvious to me that they are working in their business and no one is working on it. Well, what does this mean? You will soon understand this. I'm dividing my presentation into two sections. The first will cover the issue of what it means to be working in or on your business, and the second will present important things you need to be doing to be working on your business. So let's see if you're working in instead of on your business. Feel free to nod your head or roll your eyes if any of these sound familiar. Do you spend almost all day, every day, working on tasks for your clients? If you do, you're working in your business. Does planning in your business consist of starting the day and figuring out how to get to the end of it? Those of you who are nodding your heads or agreeing with that are working in your business. Do you know which activities are profitable and which are not? If not, you're working in your business. Have you empowered your staff with authority to take action on certain things, or does every decision have to be made by you? If you don't pass on responsibility and authority, you're working in your business. Have you thought seriously about where your business will be in 6 months or a year? If not, you're working in your business. I have a feeling at least some of these statements hit home with you. Let's consider a somewhat worst case scenario. Have you had the joy of working for a micromanager? You know who they are, people who barely give you enough space to breathe, let alone do your job. Most everyone knows people like this. It's happened to me several times, and it's something I have to work on from time to time with my clients. As entrepreneurs, in the beginning, your staff consists of me, myself, and I. There's a large virtual hat rack at your side that you frequently have to swap hats as you deal with every aspect of running a business. As you begin to achieve success, though, you start to bring others into your business, part-time, full-time, contractors, or employees, to handle the growing workload. These people are assigned various responsibilities, sales, clerical, production, admin, whatever. This is where it gets interesting because all too often the owner is still in it's me against the world mode. Therefore, all decisions, no matter how mundane, what supplies should we buy for the break room, must be made by the owner. Are you guilty of this? Are you assigning authority with the responsibility you give your people? Do they have the latitude to make decisions without consulting you? You built a business from the ground up and experienced all these slings and arrows of outrageous fortune along the way. You've got the battle scars obtained from learning how things have to be done. Do you demand, that every decision, no matter how inconsequential, must be made by you? Most business owners aren't even aware this is how their business is running. It just grows from you as the only person to having 2, 3, 4, and so on people working in the business. Along the journey, the owner believes it's absolutely necessary that they stay directly involved in all aspects of their business to ensure nothing goes wrong. Well, guess what? This never works. Things still go wrong, sometimes stupendously so. This typically manifests itself in getting behind and not delivering on time to customers. The reason? Well, staff has to wait for mommy or daddy to assess the situation and give them the okay to do things. As I mentioned earlier, I see this dynamic a lot, which causes me to tell the owner, you are the limiting factor on the growth of your business. If nothing can be accomplished without the review intervention of the owner, the amount of business that can be conducted is restrained by how many hours the owner has in a day. A related issue I see occasionally is the owner imposing their way of doing things on everyone. Too often, the "I built this myself" syndrome factors into operations. Yes, your experience caused you to learn particular methods and steps on the handling of things. Does that mean those are the right or only way? No. As I learned myself in my early days of Fortune 100 management, the important thing is the task being completed as required and on time? If the answer is yes, success has been achieved. How the person accomplished the task is really not important. We're all unique individuals with different approaches to handling assignments. Something that works for you may be a pain to the next person. Don't waste your valuable time trying to create clones of yourself so everyone does every single thing the way you do. While you do want to keep your eyes on ensuring the work does get done, let 1,000 flowers bloom with how the work is done. I guarantee you'll be surprised on an ongoing basis when you discover there are actually better ways to do things than your original approach. There is an operational plateau to how big a business can become when the owner is engrossed with working in the business, making all decisions, imposing specific work methods. No matter how wonderful the business is or how much people are clamoring for its services, it will be held back by the time available to the owner. That's the most obvious negative effect of the micromanaging owner. But the other negative effect is more insidious and may doom the business to failure. If you're spending your entire day in the trenches, working on the business, no one is looking into or planning for the future, working on the business. So now we understand the pitfalls of working in your business. What are the things you need to consider to effectively work on your business? And just before I get into the second part, I do want to remind you, I'll be happy to answer all your questions if you email me at info@newcopro.com. So, someone must be steering the ship and plotting a new course. It's been rightly said that the focus of a CEO is outward, not inward. Their primary job is to identify new opportunities, look out for competitive threats, create a vision of the future, and plot strategy to get there. Secondly, they must ensure capable, independent people are running the various aspects of the business, so the CEO is able to devote their energy to the tasks that are integral to working on the business. It can be hard to follow Elsa's advice from Frozen and let it go. What if someone makes a mistake? Well, guess what? They will. They're just like you, human. Mistakes will be made and must be addressed as learning experiences, not opportunities to berate the person and show them who's boss. From personal experience, I've discovered the power of forgiveness. It not only creates a positive environment in your business, it takes the weight off you. You're not carrying a grudge. Explain what went wrong and how it should have been handled, and then let it go. The person will appreciate your understanding of their human fallibility, will strive to improve, and will not be fearful of acting on things in the future. This empowerment will take work off you and free you to be the CEO. The bonus is that the person will be more loyal and engaged with your business. If you find someone repeatedly making similar mistakes, though, then it's time to move on. Their future lies elsewhere. Fortunately, this is a minority occurrence. So as you assign responsibility to people, also empower them with authority. Let them take care of the aspects of the business that you do not need to be continually involved with. Free yourself to be the CEO. All right, you're pulling yourself out of the trenches and letting go of things that others can and should be taken care of. Now, what do you do? Well, here are a few suggested areas that you should consider. First, what is your competition doing? Are your competitors growing faster than you? If so, why? Do they have better salespeople? Is their marketing more effective? Or hopefully not, they are offering better service than you? Are they doing things that you need to incorporate in your business? Often this falls into small icing on the cake things, such as reaching out occasionally to check in that you're meeting their expectations. Just letting them know that you appreciate their business and are there to help them. By the way, it's not unusual for this activity to turn up new opportunities either with that client or their business associates. When you talk to them and they said, oh, I have a friend that I think you'd be able to help. Let me get you in touch with them. Or, oh, you know what? We're starting a new thing and we need to get this into the business. Secondly, can you leverage your expertise into new areas? I found that a majority of businesses have opportunities they could easily take advantage of if they were just looking at them. They are missed because you've been completely absorbed by day-to-day activities. But now that you've got some CEO breathing room, you can research and move on this. Here's an example from one of my clients who owns an IT managed services business. One of his clients asked if he knew anyone who could install security cameras around the office. Well, my client's first reaction was to begin to search his mental database for someone, and then it hit him. These security cameras had to be tied into the IT system, and installing them was very similar to work he was already doing. So now he has added a profitable extension to his existing business with very little effort, only some minor changes to marketing materials. Thirdly, gain an understanding of your financials. If you aren't an accountant, you really should have a CPA. Of all the professional services you engage, legal, insurance, whatever, your CPA is the one who can help you the most with improving your business. They can help you understand a myriad of things, such as where are you profitable and by how much. This is often a real eye-opener for business owners when they see things that are being done that are actually losing money. The time expended isn't worth the return. How much can you commit to investing in new opportunities? Now that you have time to actually be the CEO, you will occasionally see opportunities like buying out a competitor, opening a new location, hiring additional staff. Of course, to take advantage of these, you have to understand how much you can afford to spend. Here's another one: rent, lease, or buy. Sometimes the best approach is not the obvious one. In this case, I've seen many business owners who make these decisions based on how they handle their personal finances, such as buying a home is better than leasing. While this is true most of the time in the personal situation, it is definitely not as black and white in their business setting. In fact, many times it is much better to rent than own in business. Lastly, perhaps most importantly, what do you want to achieve with your business? Do you want to become a global corporation? Do you want to continue to be fully active in your business? Or do you want to build it up so that you can have time and resources to pursue other interests? There isn't any right or wrong answer. It's unique to every business owner. However, it is very important that you know what you want, because the decisions you'll make must align with this objective. Please accept the challenge of assuming the CEO mantle so you can plot strategy and plan for the future. Your business will grow and prosper, and you'll be able to enjoy life, which, after all, is what the objective was when you started the business. Should you have any questions or comments, please send them to me at info@nucopro.com. I do promise to respond no later than tomorrow morning. I thank you again for your time, and hopefully we will get to see each other in person sometime in the not too distant future. Thank you.
Hi, my name's Ashley with Candles by Ashley. I wanted to stop by and give you guys a bit of information regarding my candle company. I make all natural soy candles. I make them in 3 different sizes as well as wax melts. Our smalls are 4 ounces, our mediums are 8 ounces, and our larges are 16 ounces. I have over 40 plus different varieties of smells. I am trying to accommodate just about everyone's nose, so lots of different fragrances to choose from. They're broken down into different collections. We have our fall collection, which of course encompasses all of the natural, like, beautiful scents that are fall. So we have 3 different varieties of pumpkin. There's a pumpkin caramel crunch. Oh, it's like toffee and butter and pumpkin. And then we have our pumpkin pie, which is amazing. You smell nutmeg with that and a dollop of whipped cream on top of it, or Cool Whip, whichever you choose to have with your pumpkin pie. And then there is a pumpkin souffle, and you can just whip that pumpkin pie up a little bit, put some more spices to it and a lot of cream, and it smells so good. Very favorited by my current customers now, very much repeatedly bought. So then on top of that, we have 3 different apples. There's a crayon apple marmalade that is amazing. There's an hot apple pie, and apple harvest. And then there's also other different varieties of fall fragrances, like your bonfire and your hot chocolate. And I always suggest burning those 2 together, because then you have a s'more type of connection going on there. You have your chocolate and your graham cracker and your marshmallow and your bonfire smell, this smoky mesquite smell. So, okay. And then we have our winter collection. One of my favorites from my winter collection is my Hansel and Gretel's house. It's like a gingerbread house. You can smell the gumdrop buttons and all the candy and things like that that kind of go along with the gingerbread house. Then you have eggnog, you have your pine smells, you have your Christmas tree smells, lots of different varieties. Again, I try to incorporate fragrances that can appeal to someone. You know, everybody can find their niche in that collection. So then we have the spring collection. That is more of an earthy, with bright, like, perfumes involved with those. There's a healthy dose of everything. There's some fruit as well. My little Havana reminds me of a Miami trip I took, and it kind of smells like a little bit of cognac and cigars, but not as blunt as that. Of course, it's kind of jazzed up to make it a fragrance that you can enjoy at home. Then of course our summertime is not over yet. That is another one of our collections. It is the summertime favorites, and I really like that. I'm really going to miss it here soon in a few weeks. We have the berry flavored, berry scented candles. There is your watermelon candle, your peach, succulent peach candle. There's raspberry lemonade, and that makes your mouth water because you can smell the tartness of the lemon, but then the sweet sugary aspect of the raspberry. So really, really good candle. What else is there? So many to choose from. I have the beachy scents, a beach linen. There's a cocoa mango that's available also. Juicy watermelon. And actually this is an example of my large. It's a 16-ounce mason jar. Juicy watermelon is a part of that collection as well. And then here's my medium-sized candle. This is the guava berry. That's also a part of the summertime collection. Absolutely amazing. I just can't even, it's really, really delicious, really juicy, make your mouth water. Okay, so then, Oh, one more thing about the summertime collection. So when you're outside, you're barbecuing, or you're just enjoying your family, you're having a bonfire, anything, you're spending a long extended time outside in the summertime heat and the mosquitoes and the bugs, if you're not a fan, I don't think anyone is, but I make a citronella candle, and then I make a twisted citronella candle. The twisted citronella has rosemary in it as well. So those two are also available that can help sort of alleviate the mosquito bites and everything like that. So, and then I have my bakery collection. Oh, so we have blueberry cobbler, that's amazing. There are so many different, there's grandma's sugar cookies. Oh, I love cookies, I'm a cookie monster. Then we have lemon meringue pie. Oh my goodness, wedding cake, which I'm actually in the process of making some for a wedding here in September, which is amazing. Birthday cake. I actually have birthday cake burning right now. You see how cleanly it burns right down, all the way to the bottom. If you haven't been on Facebook yet, you can definitely check out some reviews. There's some really happy customers that have shown how their candle has gone all the way down to the bottom very cleanly. But this is birthday cake. It's a part of the bakery collection as well. And there's so many. Lemon meringue pie, blueberry cobbler, grandma's sugar cookies, birthday cake, wedding cake, so many. So now we're on to the weekend because it's Friday. Everybody's worked hard. It's time to turn up a little bit. And whether you're drinking white Zinfandel, whether you need a pour my mimosa, whether you need a strawberry daiquiri, a mojito, you need a stiff Jack Daniels on the rocks, or a black cherry Merlot. Have your choice. There are several different adult beverages to choose from in the weekend collection. It's actually welcome to the weekend collection on my website. And then after all of that, after a long week, we have the Rest and Recharge collection, and that has a lot of different aromatherapy fragrances to it. I have my Just Breathe here, again in a large 16 ounce, and my 16 ounces are $18, but the ones with the essences, so I put fresh herbs and things like that in some of my candles in the Rest and Recharge. This one has peppermint eucalyptus. So the Just Breathe is very minty fresh. It opens you up. It is very relaxing and very calming, especially a hot shower or a hot bath if you're not feeling well, or if you just like that for a pick-me-up. It's really, really delicious. And then I have Stop and Smell the Roses. This is my wax melt, and this actually has rose in it as well. And then I also have different scents like Lavender Bliss that has lavender in it as well. There's so many different ones to choose from. I also have some chakra energy candles as well. You can check those out on soycandlesbyaj.com. That's the website. If you have any other questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'm always a second away on Messenger. I literally respond as quickly as I can. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed the information I gave to you. Again, if you have any questions, just reach out to me. Take a gander, take a look on the website. There's gotta be something there for you. With over 40 different scents, I'm sure there are. Take care, you guys. Thanks for visiting. Talk to you later.
Hi, my name is Susan Miller and I'm a serial entrepreneur. As a serial entrepreneur, I am involved in a lot of things, so my time's valuable. And with that time, I like to use it to invest in making sure my customers are happy so that I can generate revenues from happy customers versus trying to invest time, money, and energy trying to get new customers. And I believe that customer retention is also important to small business owners that are affected by the pandemic. So in this lecture, we're going to talk about why it's important, what is customer retention, how you identify with your customer retention rates, and also some strategies to improve your customer retention. You'll be able to ask me some questions in the chat box to the right. and I will answer them at the end of the lecture. If I run out of time, you will be more than welcome to email me directly with your questions, and my email address is wsbafounder@gmail.com. So let's get started. Let's discuss why customer retention is important during a pandemic. Customer acquisition is significantly more difficult and expensive than customer retention. Returning customers typically spend 33% more than new customers. During the coronavirus pandemic, customer spending is at an all-time low, which makes it impossible to obtain new customers. I'm sure you heard from various business coaches and mentors that it takes more time, money, and energy to acquire a new customer than it does to retain an existing customer. So that's something to think about. During a pandemic, which will affect your sales, you may not have that extra money to invest in obtaining new customers. If you have reduced the hours of staff or laid off, then you may not have that extra help needed to obtain new customers or the energy. During a pandemic, your time should be invested in meeting the needs of your current customers that have been affected by the pandemic, which will be vital during this economic downturn. So since we understand the benefits of customer retention, it's also important to understand what key factors you need to develop your strategy to retain customers. Customer retention management should include 3 key factors. Is your marketing addressing customer pain points? Are you able to demonstrate the value of doing business with you at the moment? And is your product or services solving the client's current problem? Knowing and tracking these key points or key factors are critical to optimizing your business to retain customers. I recommend businesses use the retention rate formula to identify the number of existing customers remaining at the end of a period without counting the number of new customers acquired. So that formula is retention rate equals number of customers at the end of a period minus the number of new customers acquired during that period, which is then divided by the number of customers at the start of the period times 100. Now I know that sounds complicated, so we're going to do an example here on so we can do the math. So let's say in a month you had 200 customers. You lose 20 customers, but you gain 40. At the end of the period, you have 220 customers. So let's use those numbers to use the formula to do the math. 20 minus 40 equals 180. 180 divided by 200 equals 0.9. 0.9 times 100 equals 90. Your retention rate for the period is 90%. In most cases, the goal is to keep your retention rate as high as possible. But as mentioned before, it's more expensive to land new customers, so having a high percentage with your retention rate can prove to be a marketable track record for potential new customers. I'll use the example with my event promotion company. We used our customer retention percentage in our sales pitch to secure new customers for exhibitor participation. When customers learned we had a 95% return rate on returning exhibitors, it increased our probability of securing new exhibitors. Our high retention rate reassured the exhibitor that our company was worth investing in. Most companies will do this analysis quarterly and annually. However, your business may require calculations more or less often, depending on your customer life cycle. I recommend that small business owners evaluate its customer retention on a monthly basis to determine its current success rate and to set expectations for the following month. So what is customer retention? Retaining customers is important for the long-term success of your business because, as we discussed, it's far more expensive and difficult to acquire a new customer than it is to retain a current one. On the average, the possibility of a sale from a new customer is 5 to 20%, and you have a 60 to 70% chance of obtaining a sale from an existing customer. That means that an existing customer will spend on an average 33% more than a new customer. That equates to a higher sale with less energy, less time, and less money invested. That's how I like to roll. So the coronavirus pandemic has caused many customers to pull back on spending and reconsider how and where they will spend their money. This makes it nearly impossible to land first-time buyers, resulting in a greater need to retain current customers and keep revenues flowing. And for some businesses, this could be their only source of revenues. So let's talk about some techniques that promotes customer retention. I would like to go over 10 techniques, so you will need to write this down. I have also covered many of these in my blog, and you can get connected to my blog through my Facebook page, which is at Ramblings of an Entrepreneur. Just put that in the search bar on Facebook and you'll find my Facebook page that will lead you to my blog. So number one, you need to increase your presence on social media. With social distancing limits, there's a need for more social media interaction. Social media has become a valuable communication tool for business owners, so use it to your advantage. Since your customers are already scrolling through Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, you must create engaging social posts across your various social channels to bring your brand to the top of their news feeds. All small business owners should at least post every other day, and they should interact with customers by answering comments and responding to direct message requests. Be sure to include in your post all the things we're going to discuss right now. Number two, try communicating your brand initiatives. People are more likely to buy from brands that they connect to personally. This is a good time to tell your story, so customers or clients will understand how their purchase has an impact. Use this time to promote the why behind your company and educate your customers about your company mission. Doing this will help build brand loyalty and strengthen customer support. Customers love to know about your customer history, get reminders of your company mission, and learn how you are loyal to your employees and customers, and read about the charities you have supported, especially during a pandemic. Number three, if you value your customer, then this will build company value. Do you understand your customer during this time of need? Having that understanding is very important during a pandemic, and providing resources and information that can help them during this economic downturn will build your value with your customer for your business versus bombarding them with sales messages and buy now tactics. Number four, be sure to offer your products and services virtually. I know this is a big step for a lot of brick and mortar stores, but it's definitely important because stay at home is what your customers are doing. Providing your products or services virtually makes it convenient for your customers to support your business. Customers need that reassurance that they can order online with no contact delivery. But you can also use technology to continue connecting with your existing customers virtually in a helpful way. There are so many software programs and platforms to choose from, so be sure to choose the one that works best with your industry. You can connect with your customers by providing education services relative to your industry. So let's hear an example. Some salons can offer virtual services over video chat, walking their clients through applying temporary lashes until they can get into the salon for the long-term lashes that they normally purchase through the salon. Another virtual service company could offer, an example is a dog groomer can do a Facebook Live to show customers ways to keep their dog trimmed until they're ready to come in for an appointment. This is the time to analyze your business and see how you can use technology to continue supporting your loyal customers remotely. Number five, create content that is helpful. Customers are at home and they are starving for information other than the pandemic updates. Publishing helpful content will be well received by your customers that are looking for information that can help them deal with the pandemic. Try offering webinars, podcasts, online tutorials to teach your customers something new that solves their current needs. Consider hosting online events and live video streams that will connect you with your customers in a more interactive fashion that will keep them engaged. This content can be informational as well as entertaining. So I'm going to share some of my personal examples. During this pandemic, I committed to developing more content to help small business owners navigate their business through the pandemic. content helped them. It also helped put my company name at the top of their minds when they faced challenges they could not handle on their own, which then encouraged them to contact me for their current business challenges. I also developed a fun community online program that helped small business owners, which was called Support a Small Business Program. This allowed the community to support their favorite small businesses that may be struggling during the pandemic. Number 6, try pivoting your company for community service. Is there a way you can utilize your products or services for the purpose of addressing a greater concern or need? Instead of trying to sell a product that is currently irrelevant to consumers, analyze what you can do differently to address your customers' concerns while addressing their needs. Remember that during a pandemic, customers are limiting their purchase and may have a strict budget. When you use your company to help others, the community will remember this and become loyal to the company that helped them during their need. A great example of this is how 8 Oaks Farm Distillery in Pennsylvania had stopped production of whiskey, rum, and other spirits to make hand sanitizer, which they donated to nonprofits and local frontline workers. They were then recognized as a community champion during the pandemic. Number 7, reach out to your customers in a personal way. This coronavirus has an impact on everyone in different ways. Being compassionate and personal opens up useful communication channels with your customers. You can create personal messages for your customers through handwritten cards, customized emails, social media check-ins, and courtesy phone calls just to see how your customers are doing. They're going to appreciate it. Number 8, try developing purchase incentives and customer loyalty programs. Customers are being selective with their spending. To be rewarded with a purchase incentive when customers are selective with spending helps customers get the most for their money. You can create incentives for returning customers through various measures like gift cards, free trials, and discounts. An example would be offer a gift card that they can use later when they spend a certain amount of money with your company. In addition to offering special buying incentives, I recommend offering pay options and promoting products that people are more apt to buy at this time. A customer loyalty program will increase brand loyalty and client retention. Number 9, try creating fun and they will respond and engage. You can enhance customer relationships by holding contests and fun events. Getting your community involved in your company through these types of interaction can drive interest towards your business. If your contest evokes customer feedback, you can double down on the benefits of this and use it to improve your practices and customer service. I like to use the example I gave to a client of mine. The company created a program that encouraged the community to adopt an essential care worker. When you adopted an essential care worker, a care package was delivered to them on your behalf. The care package was put together using the products that the company offered. This type of activity made it fun it made it fun to support the essential care worker, but it also engaged the community during the process, and it also developed a positive feedback for the company. Number 10, be sure to analyze the customer's experience for the purpose of adjusting. Now is the time to analyze the customer experience with your company and identify what measures you can take to improve. You can do this by personally reaching out to your past and current customers to see how you could streamline your products and services and improve your customer satisfaction. Doing this on a one-on-one basis will help customers to personally feel connected with your company, which can be done with a survey versus a mass polling. Throughout this crisis, it's important to keep your customers' immediate needs as a priority. Instead of attempting to continue with business as usual, modify your products and marketing strategies to reflect the current demand. When you provide value to your existing customers, you have a better chance of maintaining long-time relationships with them and increasing customer retention. I'll be available to answer questions, so take a moment to type your questions in the chat area. If we run out of time, again, you can email me your questions. As a business coach, I'll answer any questions that you send over to me, and my email address is wsbafounder@gmail.com. This complimentary lecture is also available upon email request.
Technology is part of our daily lives. From the moment we wake up, it's quite evident in all that we use. That's why it's an essential platform to manage, promote, and grow our business. From websites that are mobile optimized to full-on business automation. Graphic designs, video editing, sales, customer support, social media and online marketing, web applications. We'll take good care of you. Our team of experts will guide you all the way through. Let's take your business to the next level. Creative outsource solutions.
Passion, and creativity are the key elements that make up a small business. But what is a small business? Some say it's a business with a few people involved, with the owner and a few handheld. But to us, it is an initial stage of a grand idea. Where big things come from. Where passion meets dedication, creativity, and goals. Passion in making a better world. Dedication to make that a reality. Creativity to rise up against challenge. And goals as stepping stones towards grand success. Let us help you in making a better world.
I have a question for you. Do you ever feel like you wish you had more confidence? My name is Ellie. I'm the founder of Own Your You Coaching, and I empower women to own their confidence in every aspect of their life. And today I just wanted to touch on a piece of what I think is super important when it comes to your confidence, and that is understanding your mindset. Whenever we think about confidence, a lot of times I think about taking action. All right, I got to take all this action so I can build this confidence, and confidence is somewhere over there. It's external. I have to keep striving to find it and build it. And that sounds tricky or difficult. And I chased that for a very long time. And finally, I realized confidence is actually an internal job. It's something I had to create from the inside out. And once I was able to do that, my whole life changed. And that's now what I help other women do too. And one of the pieces I think is so important is understanding your mindset. Because I don't know if you've ever heard of this cycle, but there are triggers in life. Typically, they can be external, they can be internal, but typically they tend to be external. And they're really neutral. Like, we like to blame the external triggers, but in reality, they're just neutral. It's our thoughts that are triggered from the trigger that create our emotions and create our actions. And so I help women really dive into what thoughts are running your life. What thoughts are you taking action from? Because those thoughts are creating your emotions, and we act from our emotions. And so when it comes to your life, if you're not feeling the confidence you want to feel, if you're, struggling with a lot of doubt or fear, what I'm offering today is perfect for you. It is a 90-minute intensive called How to Live Your Dream Life, and it's a one-on-one coaching package where we will work together to map your mindset. We'll dive into where are you right now, where is it you want to be, and what are those thoughts that you're currently thinking about that are keeping you from achieving what you want. And I love doing this process. I do this with all of my clients because it's so fascinating. Once we can build awareness on how we're running our lives, the thoughts that are running our lives, we are able to start slowly shifting our mindset to be a more supportive and compassionate and loving mindset instead of a fear-based, doubt-based, angry mindset. And so if this sounds like something you're interested in, for everybody watching today only, I'm offering 25% off my 90-minute intensive. You can find the link at www.ownyouryoucoaching.com/special. And it'll give you all the details and the 25% off code, so you can go ahead and purchase that. Like I said, I'm all about empowering women to own their confidence, because your confidence doesn't only affect, your body image or your life. It affects your business and how you relate to friends and family and how you feel about yourself every day. And I don't know about you, but I'm building my business and I want to enjoy the process. I want to learn how to enjoy the journey. I want to feel confident in the steps that I'm taking. It's not fun when you're always doubting or living in the fear as you're trying to create something in your life. And so that's really where I come in and really where I help my clients. I teach them how to coach themselves. So whenever we're done working together, you have these skills that you'll be able to take through the rest of your life and apply them and keep growing long after we have worked together. And that's just what I love to do. I love to help women feel confident, not just in themselves, in their lives, and their businesses. The impact of confidence is, I can't even explain to you in the time I have how much confidence has impacted my whole entire life. So if you're interested, again, it's www.ownyouryoucoaching.com/special. I hope to see you all there.
Technology is a part of our daily lives. From the moment we wake up, it's quite evident in all that we use. That's why it's an essential platform to manage, promote, and grow our business. From websites that are mobile optimized to full-on business automation, graphic designs, video editing, sales, customer support, social media and online marketing, web applications. We'll take good care of you. Our team of experts will guide you all the way through. Let's take your business to the next level. Creative outsource solutions.
We're for people. The young ones. The seasoned ones. The just getting started. And the just getting by. We're for the players. The underdogs. The pioneers. And the slow and steadies. We're for people. We're for their hard times, their good times. For who they are and who they could become. We, all of us, have so much potential. Yes, we're a bank. And some say our business is all about money. But that's an old idea. Because look past the money. Look past the money, and you'll see real human lives. We see it because we're for people. Huntington, welcome.
Passion, and creativity are the key elements that make up a small business. But what is a small business? Some say it's a business with a few people involved, with the owner and a few handheld. But to us, it is an initial stage of a grand idea, where big things come from, where passion meets dedication, creativity, and goals. Passion in making a better world. Dedication to make that a reality. Creativity to rise up against challenge. And goals as stepping stones towards grand success. Let us help you in making a better world.
We're for people. The young ones. The seasoned ones. The just getting started. And the just getting by. We're for the players. The underdogs. The pioneers. And the slow and steadies. We're for people. We're for their hard times, their good times. For who they are and who they could become. We, all of us, have so much potential. Yes, we're a bank. And some say our business is all about money. But that's an old idea. Because look past the money. Look past the money, and you'll see real human lives. We see it because we're for people. Huntington, welcome.
Technology is a part of our daily lives. From the moment we wake up, it's quite evident in all that we use. That's why it's an essential platform to manage, promote, and grow our business. From websites that are mobile optimized to full-on business automation. Graphic designs, video editing, sales, customer support, social media and online marketing, web applications will take good care of you. Our team of experts will guide you all the way through. Let's take your business to the next level. Creative outsource solutions.
Passion, and creativity are the key elements that make up a small business. But what is a small business? Some say it's a business with a few people involved, with the owner and a few handheld. But to us, it is an initial stage of a grand idea, where big things come from, where passion meets dedication, creativity, and goals. Passion in making a better world. Dedication to make that a reality. Creativity to rise up against challenge. And goals as stepping stones towards grand success. Let us help you in making a better world.
We're for people. The young ones. The seasoned ones. The just getting started. And the just getting by. We're for the players. The underdogs. The pioneers. And the slow and steadies. We're for people. We're for their hard times, their good times. For who they are and who they could become. We, all of us, have so much potential. Yes, we're a bank. And some say our business is all about money, but that's an old idea. Because look past the money, and you'll see real human lives. We see it because we're for people. Huntington, welcome.